One of the great features of the MultiTrack player is the facility to load in our own tracks. These can be tracks that we've been working on in Ableton, Pro Tools, in Logic, in GarageBand, or any other of your DAW software that you might use. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do. Here's a track that I've been working on in Ableton Live, and this is a dubstep remix of Spirit Breakout, just a bit of fun. So what I've done is I've got the track in place, I put some marker points in where the intro and the chorus is, and also where the verses and the bridges are. And I've made sure that all the stems finish exactly the same length. And then what I simply do is I select which tracks I want to be bounced out. So in this one, I want to put some drums in. So I'm going to solo the drums, and there's also some drum sounds down here as well. So let's solo all of those together. And then I'm going to export them. And you see down here that I've set the range from 1 bar to bar 153. I need to make sure that I do that on every stem. I click OK, and this is the folder that I'm saving it to. And what you need to make sure is that you're saving it to the right configuration of the name so it's recognised by the MultiTrack player. And if there's any doubt for that, if you go back to the MultiTrack player, open up the info button, in the middle of the info guide is exactly the order and the spelling and configuration for the names. And I want to do drums, so that's going to be 10 space drums. So let's go back to Ableton and save this track as number 10 space drums. I'm going to replace the existing stem and let that render out. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this for all the other tracks that I need, and I'm bouncing similar sounds together, so I may have 4 or 5 extra parts that I'm going to put into extras. I'm going to group some guitar sounds together, group some key sounds together, and by the time I've finished I'm going to have 14 stems ready to bounce out and take into the MultiTrack player. Now what I've also got in Ableton is a blank track, and the blank track I'm going to write out for the tracks that I don't actually have. So I don't have any vocals in this remix, so I'm going to write out a blank track and I'm going to label it 2 vocals and 3 BVs. And I also don't have an acoustic guitar, so again I'm going to do the same. I'm going to write out a blank track just to make sure that I've got 14 stems ready to load into the MultiTrack player. So there we go, that's bounced out, and I've already done the other ones, so let's go and see how easy it is to load into the actual player. Let's minimise this screen, and behind we've got the MultiTrack player ready to go. So I'm going to click on Library, and then I'm going to go into my download section, which is where I wrote these tracks out for, and there's my folder called Spirit Breakout Stems, and I'm going to drag that into the library and let go. And now that's going to copy the folder. It's going to take a few moments to do so, so I'll pause the video and come back to you when it's done. Okay, so that's now imported into the library. It came up with a message asking me if I wanted to create a custom song, and I clicked accept, and here is the song here, the one that I just brought into the library. So I can drag that into my set list and exit the library, and if I hit play we've actually got the track. Just check that it's there, there's the click, and let's just do some soloing. Great, so the drums are on drums and the keys are on keys, etc. So that's fantastic. I've got the track ready to go and I can set my mix. However, what I don't have at the moment is any of the configured timeline. So let me show you how you do that. To do that we need some information from Ableton, so let's go back to our Ableton program. And all I'm simply going to do is go along the bottom, and where these markers are, I'm going to click on the marker, I'm going to write down the time of that marker. So at the bottom of the screen there it tells me the time of that marker is 1 second, 0.538. So I'm going to write that down for intro. I'm going to go along and write down the marker for chorus, and chorus is 27 seconds 692. And so on for all the marker points. And I'm going to take that information back to the MultiTrack player. Okay, now back in the MultiTrack player, I'm going to use Command M, which goes into the deep edit function of the song. And from here I can start to change some of the information. So I can give the song a title. So I'm going to call it Spirit Breakout, and in brackets I'm going to call it Dubstep. And I'm also going to put that into my song name as well. I'm going to give it a song key, and I'm going to give it a song length in a moment as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add rows and start building up the section points so I can get a timeline configured across the bottom. So to do this, I'm going to start to put in the information. So the song starts at point 0, and the intro starts at, as we've just written down, 1 second and 538. And if I hit enter, you can see down here it started to build up my line. And let's give that a name as maybe just in, because that's just our 2-bar counting. Then it's going to copy this information down for the next marker point. So the next marker point is when the chorus starts. And the chorus starts at 27 seconds, 0.692. Enter. And I'm going to click on this and give that a name. And this song actually starts with the chorus. So, chorus. And you can see that I'm gradually building up a timeline there. Now again, I'm going to pause the video and go ahead and complete all those marker points. But just to point out, it's also got a time calculator up here. So Ableton has exported all its information to me in minutes. So if I wanted to put in 1 minute and 41.538 seconds and hit enter, that will actually calculate that into total seconds for me, and I can copy this information and drag it down. So again, let me go ahead and do that, and I'll join you in just a second. So there you go, it's not taking me very long at all to type in all the section finish points, give it the section names, and then I click save to file. And using Command M, I can exit that out, and there we go. Spirit Breakout is there, ready to go. I've got it as a file that will sit in a playlist, exactly the same as any other file. If I click play, my track will start. I can use the same short keys to navigate around. Which is fantastic. So I've just been able to take my own sounds and my own song from Ableton Live or from any other DAW and bring it straight in to Worship Backing Band's multi-track player. I hope that helps. Take care.